Alright, let's see if this will come right back in. It shows offline still. I don't know if it's going to reuse another session or not. I had to click back, new stream, and restarting this one. See if that's about that able to come up. I did move around some stuff on the USB ports. Is everybody seeing anything new or? New stream and restart. I don't know if it's. I had to go click on another thing on this side on the dashboard. That's a little different. I don't know if it's going to restart the stream for you guys. Yeah, I see there's just one person there. I don't know if it's count. Oh, there's some more in there. Move something on the screen. So, got to be new. I missed the first one. I see the stream and have audio now. Good deal. Yeah, I see there the number did pop up. So I did move around and some stuff on the USB. I did have the on the same side of the computer. That's where I was backing the stuff up as this one, same one as the camera. So I was able to get Tasmota flashed and backed up once we had the stream off, and it wasn't, I guess, bogging down the USB bus. But you would think with a decent i7, it wouldn't have that issue. Let me see if I can share my window of Tasmota. We'll do. Let me shrink this down over here, and let's see what this does. All right. So I was able to get it into. Once I got it, of course, flashed and everything, it was fine. One thing I know I'm probably going to have to figure out later is that energy monitoring. I'm not sure what chip that uses and stuff. That may take a little more digging. Yeah, actually, there's one thing I was thinking about was I've got there is a hub actually on the screen, one of the monitors I'm on right now, and I was thinking about I should have just plugged in a cable to it and let it use that as the hub, which I probably killed it with the camera and then trying to power whatever, and it might be powering up whatever else on this device. So let's see if we can kludge through it. So let's see. I'm looking at. There's something over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's. Gotta go upside down. It's 3 up from the power. So 1, 2, GPIO 14 is something. I don't know if we can. Probably not going to hear the relay because it's probably a 5-volt relay, and the button is on the other side. I'll see if we can push it here without shorting anything else out. Okay, so it looks like 14 is actually going to be the Sonoff like the Sonoff Basic. And I know I showed this in the past. Is if you go to the wiki, not the wiki, if you go to the code and go to Sonoff, and if you go to Sonoff template and look for, if you scroll down and get to past all the device names and the list and the pins and the whole 9 yards, you'll find actually the devices with the layouts of the pins. So apparently the button is GPIO 0. So we didn't really need to solder that one. I guess I should have checked, right? But hey, what was the fun in that? Yeah, that would have been great if I would have thought about that. So GPIO 0 is the button, and 14, they're saying optional sensor, so I don't think it's going to be the same template. I'll tell you what, we're going to pull all the plugs off of it and hook it up to mains. And I'm going to make sure I'm not shorting anything out while I'm doing that, because I want to see if the relay is actually clicking, and you can't see that unless we have mains power. So let's get back in here, and we'll unplug all of our pins just to be on the safe side. Make sure nothing's shorting out, nothing's touching, and grab this extension cord. And let's plug her in and see what happens. Let's see. Put the soldering iron over here out the way. Alright, let me double check stuff here. There's something didn't wrap around this plug. Ground's still good. Nothing's touching. Nope. Okay. Nothing's touching there. Alright. Everybody still with me? Let's see if we can refresh the screen. Yeah, right. We got off of mains. Alright, so the toggle does not do the relay. Alright, so let's go change this to generic. Yeah, we're going to try not to do any live electrocution stuff. So we know we got, I'm going to do as a switch, because a button, and if it ends up backwards, end up resetting the thing because it thinks it's doing a 40-second hold. So GPIO 14 was something. I don't know. Let's just see if that's a... Let's see if that's the relay. There's supposed to be an LED on it, on it as well. I guess according to the case, the LED is right below the button. So we'll see if we can pick it up here in a second. Alright, so no, GPIO 14 is not. I don't know if you can see underneath. GPIO 14 is the LED inverted. Alright, GPIO 14, that's going to be LED 1I, and can't see what the other ones, if they got anything soldered to it. Maybe we'll just give it a try. We'll do relay 2 for GPIO 2, GPIO 4. We'll do relay 3, GPIO 5. We'll get relay 4. 12. We know that's not the relay already because it wouldn't click it. Let's try GPIO 13. That's relay 5. And 15. Let's just do that and see if we break it. All right. So, there's a blue light blinking on the bottom. I can't flip it over because it's lit up on mains right now. Okay, that's not doing anything. That's not doing anything. And that's not doing anything. Yeah, it's always with hindsight 2020, like I should have thought about the GPIO 0. Well, let's try relay 6 and then relay 7. I'm not doing the serials just yet. It shouldn't be the serials. I wouldn't think they would have a... I don't hear the relay clicking yet. Oh, there it is. Okay. So... did I miss a number? Well, I only got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yeah, I did. So GPIO 16 is going to be relay 1. And we'll change these to back to none. And we'll save it and see what we got. Looks like we may have another. There's a blue and a red. And like I said, I will flip this over here in a second. Let's see if we can flip this over. All right. Turn this light out so we can see. And let me zoom, do the focus. All right. Well, maybe it was the other one. Let me do LE state 8.1. Because I think I have a default in the LED state to go with the MQTT messages. If y'all can see that light on the screen, it's really, really small. Maybe that wasn't relay 1 and it just did skip. Old trial and error thing, right? All right, so there we go. You might be able to hear it on the camera. So, but that button should work. LED 1 and relay 1. I'm really now kind of curious about the power monitoring. I'm betting they're probably tying in that power monitoring chip in through the TX and RX lines. But I can tell you this, I'm not gonna plug into those at the same time as I do have it under mains power. So, and try to scope it with, usually like the Tuya modules, the communication we'll use is 9600 baud. But I don't know, I've never seen I2C on these. My other magnifying glasses, my son took it. Let me see if I can try to see that. I'm gonna flip back to the full camera here in a second. Let's see. I got me all discombobulated here. Trying to see that small chip in the middle there, but I'm not gonna start grabbing on it. I've got mains power on it right now, so, and figure out if Tasmoto might have another power monitoring plug that they already support. I might have to do some digging through it, and I'll update you guys on that. But doesn't look too bad. GPO 5 and 4. I don't know. If you can hang on a second, I'll see if I can find. Let me unplug this thing right quick. Alright, we're disconnected from mains power, so we're free to move about the cabin. Let me pull it off the camera here and see if I can see what that chip says. Wow. I don't know. It's so badly faded. Yeah, Jake, that dimmer should be in tomorrow. I think I'm going to mess with this unit some more. I got another magnifying glass, and I put the two magnifying glasses together. And sometimes I can read those chip IDs. I really would like to get the power monitoring and the Tasmoto working on this device. So I don't want to pull the solder wires off of it just yet. So what kind of dimmer is not decor would be? Oh, you're talking about like the regular like toggle? Yeah, I haven't seen any of those for, of course, I've seen those for Z-Wave. They'll have those regular toggle ones. And actually, I have one. It's one of the Zeus models, but eventually it will be replaced. So, yeah, the one that Jake is talking about. Let me see if I'll pull up a browser here. Let's see. Let me pull up the window on the other side. Let's see. That was, if I remember the name of it. You remember the name of that thing, Jake? Was it like Vega? I think it was like Vega Home or something. Vega Home dimmer. Let me just pull up that name right quick on my phone. I have it in my orders on my other account. Your orders. That's a Leesim. That's not what I was thinking of. Leesim dimmer. So it was this dimmer. And it looked pretty cool. Jake sent it to me on the Facebook group. It looked pretty cool because it had this display where it looks like a little green, and I don't know how good or bad that's gonna look. It says that, and it looks like it's a square Decora, and you've got your up and down, and then you can turn it off and on by tapping the number in the middle. It's like I guess a capacitive glass type thing. I'm hoping, but it might actually be a button where the display pushes in. So I'm not sure. And I did a little digging, and it does use the Tuya Smart Life app. So I'm assuming it's a Tuya module inside. Now, how did they do it? I don't know. There was another little interesting feature I saw on the left-hand side. It had, looks like a button, like a rocker button. It says select the corresponding bulb type on the switch. Now, I don't know if that's a hardware switch, and it might be a hardware switch of some sort where it's changing something with the dimmer. I haven't seen that on the other dimmers, whether you're picking whether you've got incandescent or LED for the dimming. It's kind of your standard switch deal with wires up, with ground, load, live, and neutral. It does say 150 watts, and then in all incandescents 500. And I didn't see anybody had. Yeah, see right here, it says it dim from anywhere with a Smart or Tuya. It's got smooth startup. Oh, and it has the short and long press. So I'm hoping we can do that with the short and long press, like I was messing with the Martin Jerry dimmer. And I haven't messed with that Martin Jerry dimmer much recently. I need to finish some stuff on that. Oh, look, somebody does have a image of it. Someone just must have put that up. Today. So who's Jeffrey? One of y'all? Doesn't look too bad. I don't know if I can get I don't think you can get a bigger picture of it. No. I have similar same switches. This is very attractive. I linked it to Google Home. I also like the fact it's switchable. Something it's critical when installing electronic dimmer. I looked at other brands, local home, highly recommend. Kind of the same thing. It didn't look too bad. I kind of like the little the number in the middle. So I'm really hoping that it will be. It'd be great if it would be like the Martin Jerry one, where somehow but I just have my doubts given that number. So it's probably going to be using the kind of be more like that Oidum one I did in the past, that very first one where the ESP8266 just sends over serial communication to the other MCU in the dimming. Yeah. Yeah, that Martin Jerry one. Let's see. I still have it. Let's see if I can put that back on the camera. Yeah, there's that Martin Jerry one. Yeah, and that's that weird one where, and I did it after the. Wait, would it be worth flashing or just use the 2U component? Oh yeah, I don't want. I'm not going to use anything unless it's for some reason I can't flash it. Which I have one. I'll show you. I'm probably not going to flash. It's kind of the same thing Dr. Z's was talking about. But I did after the live stream last time, and I was showing this. I did do the rules for the long press up and long press down. That'll jump to full dimming and then low dimming, and it works great. It's what's crazy is the dimming actually works better with Tasmota than it does with the stock firmware. The stock firmware on this is just the stepping was just so bad. It was just like it was really more like you had like 2 highs and then 1 low. I didn't like it at all. But it does work great with Tasmota on it now, because you send over that PWM signal, which is kind of interesting, and you get to control every single LED. That was the one thing I got to do is I got to do the rules. I want to try to do it all in rules just as a proof of concept, and I can kind of work off of that. Off the LEDs, and it does shine through, showing the LEDs, and they're all green. And there is another additional LED down here that's I want to say it was blue and red. That Martin Jerry switched like this. The Martin Jerry switch like this. I do have it installed. I do have it installed now. It's actually next to a dimmer, and it actually controls a fan. Just an on-off and a fan. And I did a little different rules on it because I wanted to control. Let me pull that up right quick. Let's see. So this is that Martin Jerry switch I showed. It's just a switch, no dimming to it. I did end up changing some stuff up. I didn't use it as the Sonoff Basic when we figured everything out. What I did was the switch 1, that of course that's GPIO 13 was the actual button on the front, and that's the relay. The relay 2 and 3, that's actually the LEDs on the switch. And what I did is I did some rules to do, which it worked out kind of cool. I did some rules on it where, of course, on switch 1, state 2, which is when you just toggle it, it's going to toggle the first relay, which is the actual physical relay. And then on state 3, which is the long hold, what I do is I do a backlog of, I toggle one of the LEDs, and then I publish a MQTT power toggle to another fan across the room, and then I toggle the LED again. And what that allows is, so when the user is doing a long press, and I usually set it for like 7/10 of a second, when they're doing that long press, they'll actually see that blue LED toggle back and forth, and it will toggle based on the state that's currently in. So it just toggles it to whatever it wasn't, and then sends the MQTT and then toggles it back. And actually it works out great. And then for rule 2, I control the lights as well, the LEDs. When it changes, when the actual physical relay goes to off, it will turn the blue LED on, and then it turns the red LED off. And then when the actual physical relay turns on, it turns the blue LED off and turns the red LED on. And I could have done it either way, it was kind of cool that you could control the LEDs yourself, and you can set what colors you want. Look in Discord. Okay. Yeah, the J After Dark just sent me a jig. Let's see. Let me open it up here and see. Hey, Dinotech, I'm actually not far from you. I'm actually in the Baton Rouge area. So the discussion page you'd want to go to is, you can catch us on, I don't have one for me, but if you go to, and we're going to come back to that, Jay. Just go to Dr. Z's webpage, and on the right-hand side, you've got the links for the Facebook group, and you've got the Discord, and you can find me on Discord. And you got the Facebook link at the top. So, and you can if you find me in there as Travis, and then there's digiblur in the Discord side. You can catch me in there as well. So back to the jig. It looks pretty close. Let's see if we can put these side by side, if it'll let me. It's actually the same pin. There's VCC. Grounds on the bottom, 15, 2, and 0. And then you skip 0 and 4, and then you skip 4 and 5, and you got RX and TX. So yeah, that's, of course I don't know the dimensions of that. And if you do look on, let's see, not that. Let's see, Tuya, T, Y. It's probably not hard to find a module of it, but they do have some of the dimensions here on their website. Do keep in mind that this is backwards. This is actually looking from the bottom of the chip if it wasn't soldered. So you have to, if you're looking from the top, like where we were soldering from it, you have to flip-flop it. Because I took the labels when I did that page on that Tasmotizing wiki. I took these labels and flip-flopped them. So there are the dimensions here, but I'm sure someone one day will do a little simple 3D print where they can do some, just seem like some pins you could stick down at an angle and getting those little cups on each side of it. And because it's very much like the other modules, so it seemed like it'd be easy to make a. Oh, so you made it? Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. You. So yeah, I mean, Jay, do you probably have something? You have one. I don't know if you may have something with one of them Tuya modules. They seem to be in a lot of the different little switches and different plugs and stuff. Probably by far the easiest one that I've gotten to was this power strip that actually I use on my desk all the time. And they make several different variants of it as well. And there's actually 4 different relays, and then there's a solid state relay of some sort that does the USB. And here it is. Here's a better picture of it. But so that one's pretty easy to get to. Also, I probably could, if you don't have one, I do have one of those Martin Jerry switches that's with that has that module that is smoked. So I could send that to you if you don't have anything to make a jig off of it, because wow, that would be so much easier if we had a jig off these things and we could just pop open the cases and flash them and rock and roll instead of trying to solder to these little Tuya modules. Alright, so alright guys, unless y'all have anything else, unless y'all want to chit chat a little more or anything, or I don't know what else we have. Making it to a PCB board and put over the top and solder header pins on it. Yeah, I think we should. That would be. I did actually look at. I'll put this one over here. I'll show you the size difference real quick. Maybe just give you an idea. I thought about just using some header pins in like a proto board. Let me see if I can pull this back up where I can see. Let me fix the zoom here. You can see they, like, the first 2 will line up, but then every single one is off on for header pins. So it's not going to be exact. I'm trying to get it where you can see the lighting in it exactly. With the, let me see, get the reflection again. So it's not going to be exact for the header pins. So, but I'm sure that maybe you could put in one, we could put in one header pin at a time or something like that. We're trying to solder into it. It's because the spacing is weird on those things apparently. But I'm sure someone's got a board out. You might even find somebody's got a Gerber file or some sort out there that already has the with the one of these modules on it. Maybe you can get the dimensions off of it or something. All right. Well, if we don't have anything else, I'm gonna jet here and go watch a little TV before midnight hits here. I'm not sure what the time everybody else is in. I'm in Central Time here. Well, sorry about the little snafu there and trying to get this thing going, and you can see I put a little mark on it there, but not much. But we still got it soldered. So, but all right. Well, I appreciate y'all guys watching, hanging out, and we'll talk to you in the next one.